For decades, remotely piloted target aircraft have served a single purpose: to train air defense crews, simulate threats, and then return home. They were never meant to fight. But as threat dynamics evolved and unmanned systems began shaping real combat outcomes, a question emerged. Could an existing training platform be repurposed for operational use? And more importantly, without redesigning this platform from scratch. For three soldiers working at the cutting edge of unmanned systems, that question could not remain theoretical. Now, together, they saw untapped potential in a platform written off as a non-combat platform. By modularizing payload delivery and integrating real-time surveillance capability, this team transformed a training asset into a force multiplier, capable of not just intelligence gathering and precision delivery, but keeping human operators far from harm. Here, necessity, teamwork, and field experience turned a target into a tool.
These are unmanned aerial vehicles, which are long-range, high-speed, high-altitude systems, which are operated and flown by us. And they're basically utilized against Army air defense missiles and guns. The need to operationally utilize the system and develop it further for such kind of roles was always felt by us, by the organization. We work towards the same. We started somewhere in 2023, got a task to study various aerial target systems and bring out how they can be utilized for combat employment. We set forth things in motion, and at a point of time we realized that we could also go ahead and do these kind of modifications on the systems which are held with us. And that was the idea, I would say, the start point. And that set forward the prototype development to integrate explosive payload in our system and an ISR module in our system. These are strap-on modules. So we have, as part of our innovation, we have a module wherein we can utilize it to carry any kind of payload. For that matter, be it for some kind of leaflets can be carried. We can also carry some explosives in the same. So these can be fitted with the same. And at the point of decision, since we have developed the circuit and integrated it with the existing software through which we operate the systems, they can be jettisoned at any given point and hence delivering the required payload. And coming to the ISR module, it is a camera which is fitted onto the target aircraft, and since it flies at that altitude and speed and gives a video which is real-time video feed without any latency.
These things happened in certain stages. So the first stage was a nascent stage, wherein the system that we had come up with was in its infancy and was not battle tested. And when we were given the job to do the battle testing, we went with the flow to fully operationalize or maximize its capabilities as per what we were told to. And we could go from inception stage to testing stage in about less than 6 months.
Prototype development was set in motion. However, the actual work, if I talk about, it was from the month of May, we conceptualized and we moved the project, and by the end of the October, it had the prototype and the proof of concept was successful. We were able to demonstrate a working model on ground. That is a model which we felt, according to the load bearing capability of the system, was correct, could be fitted, and could aerodynamically perform. But as long as anything which is not been practically tested, a flight has not been airborne with the composite load and the actions and the results of the circuit functioning not seen on the ground, till the time you cannot be sure. So the stage 1 of our trial, wherein we were required to take first flight just to ascertain the structural feasibility and the circuit functioning, was very crucial. And with successful completion of the stage 1 of the trial, we earned a lot of confidence and gave us the required impetus to take it at a more faster time frame to work upon the system and take it the proof of concept to further integrate with explosive content. Along with the day-to-day commitment that exists, this project was being driven purely by passion. We, as well as our team, completely were devoted to the project. We worked at a very rapid pace, and that is why in the very short time frame we could move from the nascent stage to phase 1 trial and to phase 2 trial, thereby completing successful proof of concept. So the stage 1 trial took place at Gopalpur. We fitted the systems without the actual explosive content and flew it just to check whether that disturbs the aerodynamic stability of the flight. And once airborne, this was the command for its jettisoning was given, and which performed as desired. And this was the stage 1 which was conducted. There are 2 types of modules that exist with the same. Both the modules were tested one after the another.
I would say that in Army, this is a standard practice that with a set of resources and the set of equipment that you have, you are given a impetus to, be innovative with it. So we were fortunate enough to get good inputs and to get help, and we took it to field testing stages, and we were successful there also. No, I feel that in hindsight, vision is always 6 by 6. But when we are going through the process, the kind of mistakes that we would have made and the kind of ways that we would have corrected them with, we were doing good. And we have done it successfully. So I'm satisfied with the journey that we have done. Certain aspects that we realized were important to us as an organization, and certain capabilities that we realized were important to us as an organization were felt during Ops Sindoor, and we endeavored to bridge those capabilities with this system. And that endeavor is still ongoing. So as I said earlier, that we may have opened the door to even more possibilities, and once we are on that path, then there's no looking back. So we collaborated with an exceptionally brilliant guy who has his own startup, and he gave us certain inputs. He helped us with the design part. That is how we were able to do this thing in a faster time frame.
We also utilized various infrastructure that is available with our own organization in terms of the workshop facility that existed, wherein we needed to carry out aerodynamic testing of the structures that we have made. Basically, the challenges that lie ahead of us after having made something was whether it will uphold complete scenario of aerodynamics. So that needed a lab testing to be done before we undertook the aerial flight to validate the same. So that facility was made available to us, even with the coordination from civil agencies as has been brought out, and also with the infrastructure already held within the domain.
In terms of support, firstly, we were given a push. We were given a job to do. And at each stage, each officer or at each hierarchical level, people were very forthcoming in helping us out. They were very forthcoming in assisting us with anything that was needed, in streamlining any issues that we were facing, and in also making us reach closer to our goal. As far as change is concerned, change is always inevitable. And as an organization, the Army is definitely shaping itself up to absorb these technologies in physical domain, in technical domain. Wherever possible, technology is being infused for the betterment of the organization.
अत्याधुनिक समय में ये AI का काफ़ी रोल है, तो उसके साथ हमें कदम से कदम मिला के चलना पड़ेगा और फौज इसके लिए हमेशा तैयार है और तैयार रहेगी और इसकी तैयारी पूरे पुरजोर पे है।
Advancement in technology has also pushed us towards looking our solutions in technological domain. And solutions, if we are searching for in technological domain, can best come when we know our problems, and no one knows problems better than yourself. And if you can solve your problem at your own end, that is the best solution you will achieve. So that is why innovations, given the required stage and platform for these innovative ideas to develop, is actually bringing home the required solution in a more, I would say, speedy time frame. So that is why it is being encouraged, and it is giving us whatever is the required solution at a much faster pace.
This innovation was based on a study, and the whole purpose of carrying out that study was to explore the possibilities. And after having done this innovation, I would say that people are now more attuned or more aware that even this is possible, or there may be other possibilities as well. So the environment is now looking forward to even more evolutions in this particular innovation.
In our case, since the equipment pertained to unit and the domain that we were working on was something which the environment was basically wanting us to progress on. So the challenge between the two aspects was not much, and any project which is driven by sheer passion, I understand the demands for them are never overwhelming. One always adjusts to both the aspects as per the evolving priorities.
आर्मी में ऑपरेशनल एक्टिविटी और इनोवेशन ये अलग अलग पार्ट नहीं है। अगर आप नॉर्मल ऑपरेशन भी कर रहे हैं और साथ में इनोवेशन कर रहे हैं, आपको थोड़ा सा एक्स्ट्रा टाइम देने की ज़रूरत है। और यह इनोवेशन करना एक जुनून होता है, जो आप अपने किसी भी ट्रेड में अगर माहिर हैं तो आप इस इनोवेशन को करने की सोच सकते हैं। प्रॉब्लम्स आती है, वो हल भी साथ साथ में हो जाता है।
I would say our team together, we felt a deep sense of satisfaction because we had been able to, with this having achieved, we had been able to extend the employability domain of our own aircraft and have made our system more relevant in the rapidly developing technological environment. Basically, if I can elucidate it further, you do go through, when you're doing trials, you go through one odd state of failure and then come to success. But in our case, the 2 flights were allotted to us. We undertook them and we did it successfully without any stages wherein we could have been required to do certain further refinement. That was not needed. So whatever was done on the ground was successful in the air in the first go itself.
For fun, it has made us wiser, because after having gone through this process, we realized that there is certainly fresh impetus for this job. And secondly, we actually realized the kind of institutional support and the kind of shabashi that we got after having achieved this. So it was a learning experience, and as it is in all other cases as well, it has helped us in becoming a better at our duties.
I tell them to take an innovation forward with a sense of responsibility rather than impulse. and have a thorough knowledge to undertake whatever innovation they decide to. Also stay focused and disciplined while approaching the same. And the perseverance is the key which will lead them towards successful completion. Also, one thing that the message that I would want to give them, that the senior hierarchy in our system goes through a rigorous procedure when it comes to judging the innovation and its operational effectiveness. But if handled with perseverance and thorough knowledge, will sail you through. So all the innovators who are looking forward, they should follow these basically guidelines to take their ideas ahead. If it is in terms of keywords, I would tell them that they should think smart, stay focused, and stay consistent.
My only advice is that there may be certain opportunities which people would miss, but we should only focus on the opportunities that we currently have or may get. And the journey will never be easy, because each different opportunity may bring with itself its own unique challenges. But the satisfaction at the end of the journey will be far more rewarding than anything that can ever be done.
मैं जो भी इन्वेटर हैं उनको मैं यही सलाह देना चाहूँगा कि वो अपने ट्रेड के बारे में अच्छी तरह से जानकारी हासिल करें और ट्रेड में दक्ष हों। अगर दक्षता हासिल रहेगी उनको ट्रेड में, तो आइडियाज़ आएंगे और फिर वो इन्वेशन कर पाएंगे। और तो अपने काम में पहले काबिलियत हासिल करने की ज़रूरत है, उसके बाद ऑटोमेटिक रास्ता खुलते जाएगा और इन्वेशन होगा, आपको इंस्टीट्यूशनल सपोर्ट फुल मिलेगा।